Inovação, segurança,
programação,
tecnologia,
desenvolvimento.
começa aqui.
Let's begin.
DevSecOps. DevSecOps. O seu podcast de segurança em tecnologia.
Sure. Oh, please.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you, nice to see you, nice to have you. It's awesome to have another episode in English, despite the whole Portuguese that we have here for the fourth season already. Thousands of episodes for you to listen. Actually, not thousands, but hundreds of episodes for you to listen. I'm Cássio Pereira.
I'm Marcos Santos.
I'm Rodrigo Balbino.
And thank you to have you, all of you here. I'm very pleasure to announce that we have a very nice guest today to talk about some DevOps stuff and some secrets, some best practice, and we will discover this DevOps word because so far we didn't have any episode about DevOps especially. But today we finally have someone who understands this because Marcos and Rodrigo doesn't understand shit. So finally we can have some specialists about this. Yeah? Just before we introduce our episode and our guest, I want to talk that DevSecOps podcast has the support from Checkmarx and Nova 8, specialized in security of systems and safe code. All the links and so on from Nova 8, distributor from Checkmarx in Brazil, is on the description of this episode on our website and also on the YouTube video. Now I need to talk in Portuguese because it's focused on the Brazil. But guys, Contabilidade Olímpia, especializada em profissionais da área de TI. Se você precisar abrir sua empresa ou migrar de contabilidade, entre em contato com o pessoal da Contabilidade Olímpia, que eles estão prontos para te atender. Tem um novo parceiro também que está começando com a gente hoje, especificamente hoje, inclusive tem uma live de lançamento lá no canal do YouTube deles, que é a Alura. Para quem não conhece ainda a Alura, você está perdido na sua vida, mas a Alura tem uma parceria com a gente agora no DevSecOps Podcast e você tem 10% de desconto nos cursos da Alura, especialmente o link também está aqui na descrição do episódio, lá no nosso site. E destaque ainda que nessa live de hoje da Alura, eles vão estar lançando os cursos de pós-graduação em parceria com a FIAP. Então você pode acompanhar lá no postec.fiap.com.br, os links também estarão na descrição, onde você tem cursos de especialização de pós-graduação, tanto na área de segurança como na área de desenvolvimento e tudo mais. Então, na área de segurança, um pouquinho mais relevante para a gente aqui, 2 cursos, um de defesa cibernética e um de offensive security. Então, cara, os caras estão chegando no mercado muito forte, né? Uma parceria muito bacana entre a FIAP e a Alura, que também são parceiros nossos aqui também. And to remind you that the Gold Security specializes in application security. If you want to develop secure software, talk to the Gold Security. Okay, guys, done with sponsorship, yeah? We'll be rich one day. We'll be rich one day. Let's see. But today, guys, I want to introduce you to Manuela Mantione, our first, let's say, Italian guest. We already have Venezuelan, we have Polish, we had Americans, Brazilians, of course. Now, one from Italy. Manuela, nice to meet you. Nice to have you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Please introduce yourself, talk a bit. Feel free. The stage is yours.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. And it's my first podcast, so I'm quite embarrassed. I'm a very shy person. Let's see how this goes.
You're not shy. It's fine. It's fine.
So something about myself. My name is Manuela, and I work with Cássio. And we have explored certain new topics regarding DevOps and what we can automate and how we can do things in an easier way for our teams. So that's something I'm very passionate about. And another thing that I want to say about myself is that I manage a lot of change, and change is different. So, for example, you can see today we're in February. My son still wants to have his little Christmas tree and other decorations there. So this is one topic we are going to talk about later when we talk about DevOps, culture, teams, and what happens in real life. Something else about myself. I'm in Italy. I'm in Genova, which is a beautiful city. Come to visit the city if you ever come to Italy. It's becoming quite a popular tourist destination, and you need always to have an anchor to keep your sanity. So this is my sanity. this is a hardcore engineering project that I'm doing.
That's awesome.
It's a sweater, yeah. And you're a true engineer if you can learn how to make anything. And this is another skill that you need in DevOps.
Actually,
Yes.
this is hacking mindset. Yeah, you need to be good at
Absolutely.
anything. Yeah? Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very
There's no limit to the technologies you can use to achieve what you need.
exactly. Very good introduction, Manuela. Thank you. For the ones who are just listening to us on Spotify or any platform, go to YouTube. You need to see this awesome sweater and understand how is this shelter behind Manuela with books and so on. Yeah? So, okay, guys, let's start with the conversation. I would start with the first question. Which is the best, Brazilian food or Italian food? Manuela, have you tried
I'm not
Brazilian food?
knowledgeable enough to answer this.
No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But I would say the first thing that we always, not the first thing that we always, but we have been discussing during the podcast or during the 4 years that we are here already, something about culture, especially Rodrigo. He has this word for the podcast. Culture is the most difficult thing to change in a company. And
Yes.
we have been working to customers, to other few colleagues, and so on. And we feel that the most difficult part is the culture. So, Manuela, what do you think? What do you think that we can do to change culture or to introduce a new culture to a company, to a team? How do you see this? Is a real challenge? We are wrong, and it's easy for you. How do you see this?
I believe it's difficult for everyone. Culture is a very powerful component of everything we do. It's at our core. We have our own personal culture, we have our family culture. We are typically immersed in the culture of our country or the countries where we have lived. And the same is valid also for our teams, our companies. So there might be some teams that are more open to change, other teams that are more worried about it. And I think all of these things are very natural. And whenever we need to introduce something and try to get to a certain goal or target that we have, we need to respect that and to find a way to work with it. So if someone is having some doubts or some issues or worries, we cannot just ignore it and say, hey, no, what we're doing is good, we want to do it anyway. No, we have to work with, okay, why is it worried? Why are you worried? Why do you see a concern here with this? How can we work with it? How can we give you what you need to succeed in this change? It's extremely difficult, and I struggle a lot with it every time in different ways. I have learned a few tricks, but yeah, there are more tricks to learn, I'm sure.
Interesting. Rodrigo, you have some comments around culture because you like this topic, huh?
I like very much, and about the DevOps too. I see the biggest shock of the culture I see in the companies come from the DevOps. All the time I see in the company they make the things for the way, and when the come DevOps in the for the project, all the thing change, and DevOps is uh, for transformation
True.
of the company,
Yes.
because exactly how to the process running, and you need to programming the people for to follow the process. So I see the DevOps is the most important for the change culture in a company.
I think this is true. Sometimes I like to visualize this as when we are setting up a production line in a factory, where you can imagine the source code as raw materials, and then we make this assembly line with lots of automation and things. And people may have the idea that okay, before that we were used to do things by hand, and maybe there were some operations that were more difficult or more chaotic, and now a machine is doing that. So what is the value of the people in that context? Okay, I don't need to click here anymore. What else can I do? Can I do fun things? Can I do things that interest me? Can I do strategic things? And that empowers an organization.
Very good point. Marcus, you have some subject around this?
No, about culture, no, because
Because you don't have culture.
I have a culture,
I just follow orders.
Yeah.
but we talk a lot of this. In the past, we talk with a psychologist about culture, about everything, and Manuela explained very well. I don't have more to
Nothing
accent.
to add.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
When you talk about the production, when you get in the manufacturer, for example, and
Yeah.
you put some process, we you have a kind of the DevOps from the factories, no, and the bigger change in our culture in the world uh, come when the oh the industrial revolution. So they just put some process like a DevOps. The biggest change in our world, the modern world, come from DevOps for the
The
factories.
Industrial
No?
Revolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, in a way, yes.
Interesting point. Very philosophical today, Rodrigo. Thank you. Yeah? Thank you for our collaboration. I
My
would,
influence.
yeah, I would add to the discussion something like this, like about specific this future, because it's we already agreed that it's hard to change because of many factors. Like Manuela said, okay, we have our country, family, stuff that we already attached to it, and the problem we face here, we are three from security, Manuela. So imagine we are trying to get into companies' cultures, and usually those company cultures do not have security at all. Of course, where we work, we already have something, but these companies they don't have security at all. So imagine we need to step in with new processes, new tools, new practices, etc., etc., etc. So all this new in stuff in the process, it kind of bothers them, especially developers, especially these companies who has the mentality of we need to deliver as fast as we can because business cannot stop. We need to sell more, sell more, sell more, and they struggle with these new things. Even if these new things are not from security, we are talking from security because it's how we come there. But usually, even for new DevOps processes, I was working with Rodrigo in a tourism company, biggest in Latin America actually, and they were struggle to have DevOps processes because they were waterfall style, and then they moved it to agile, and all this changing was kind of very painful. And what do you feel that it's like smoothly or easy, or I don't know, techniques, tips that we can do to start introducing this new culture, this new stuff, for example?
This reminds me of when I started as a configuration manager. There was no configuration manager role. And people didn't really know what it was. I didn't even know what it was. I mean, it was the first time I had that kind of role. And I started to look at how I could help people, what was difficult for them, and what part of my role could help them. And I focused more and more on that. So you may find out that people are struggling with something and they have a higher motivation to do something in that area. So that is something where you can start a trust relationship. Say, oh, you have this problem, you are aware of this problem, you want to change, you have motivation. I'm here to help you. I can help you in this way. And this is the benefit that you will have.
Interesting.
Maybe with
That's
small
good.
things, maybe small things that bring value to them, and they realize, okay, this is a collaboration that is giving me something good.
Good point.
Good
Easy.
point.
Easy, very easy.
It's not easy.
No, it's a hard.
Theoretically,
Not
it's very
at all.
easy.
And some people,
Listening-
sometimes you can't even talk with these people because they will say, no, I don't have time for this.
Yes, exactly.
They will have time once they trust you.
Yeah. You show the great gain in when we put some process automation in process, but the people don't understand about this. Né? So I don't have time to make this, but I will give time for you when I automate this for you this process. So it's before the DevOps, all the things is painful for do this. When you compile codes, when you build, you need to send for server. Now you don't think about this. You don't have to think. You have the tools for do this. You just think
Yes.
about the products and your code. but the people ain't so don't think about this. Just think about the now. Now I will lose 1 minute for do this. Yeah.
Interesting point also. I would ask another question or put the discussion in another direction. Kind of, okay, we have. I would say I heard actually once that DevOps is not position; it's kind of a mindset. Do you agree with this?
Yes, I think so. Uh, as a configuration manager, for me, DevOps is like a style.
It's
Okay, we do
good.
configuration managers. We are control freaks. We want to control and track everything. But DevOps is a style that makes things very lightweight with lots of tools to do the tracking, to do the complex stuff. And we have all the data. We don't need to worry about writing a long document that describes the baseline with versions and get it approved, reviewed, blah, blah, blah. No, it's there. Click done. And that's very makes me feel very good because I don't have to sweat the small stuff and I can focus on strategy instead. So I like to see it as a style. Maybe in a few years there will be yet another style which is different, even faster, even I don't know, more with better user experience, more like, hey, this is a creative service and we're all experiencing it in a very nice way, like going to a shop. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And that those concepts that are at the core of what I do are configuration management. Those are very logical, very deeply rooted in the nature of what we do. Then the style could be called DevOps, could be called shop software, blah, 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 anything.
Yeah, interesting. Another point is like we need to rely because, as you mentioned, like good is a style, huh? But we need to rely a lot on tools, on tooling.
Yes, definitely.
Which means we are not pushing buttons all day. Instead, as you mentioned, like we are thinking in a strategy of creating an automation or creating a process or automating a process itself to make this happen in a more agile or efficient way. Yeah. So around tooling, do you rely on tooling? Do you create your own scripts or tools? I would say. How is it for you? How's your daily stuff?
Okay. Anything goes. I rely a lot on tools. We have those basic tools in place for the organization to work and track activities and track everything. But on top of that, there are extensions, there are discoveries, there are custom scripts and tools, especially when working with pipelines that build the software. It's very easy and very natural to add your own things, add your own PowerShell script here and there, a few REST APIs, blah, 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 customize the behavior. I do all kinds of things. So I showed you earlier my other project. I don't spare any technology. Anything that helps me get where I want to go, I will use it. Of course, always in an ethical, correct, and safe way. But I mean, any possible thing that we can use and is good to use, yes, that's valid. Any ideas are that can be developed are good.
Interesting. And it's one of the principles of security, which I forgot the number, but it's exactly about not relying on technology to have security. Like I heard already some teams discussing like, oh, I cannot encrypt this kind of data because we don't have encryption on our framework. So what the hell? So you are not encrypting because you don't have on your framework. So find another framework, find a library or something, but you need encryption. That's the point. Yeah. And this is it's an interesting point. Marcos, I remember once we were working with some partner, I would say, and they were kind of struggling that they do not have any kind of programmers, I mean, any kind of automated guys. They cannot run anything. So they were looking for a tool that we were selling this tool back then. That they were looking for a tool like, okay, I just want to integrate this tool and push a button and don't do anything more. But they had all the pipelines. We need to integrate. We need to do the scanning strategy and so on. Do you remember this case?
Yes, I remember this case. In the past, I don't say the name now, but in the past, the people's asking me about, I don't have anything inside my company, but I need to scan, I need to compile, I need to put security, to put and everything inside my company, but I have a low budget and I don't have tools. Find a tool for me and implant for inside my company now.
Easy.
No, very easy.
Very easy.
And the most problem is people thinks cybersecurity or tooling is a free or don't have a complexity, and the people think, oh, no complexity, it's easy, it's only more and more tool, and you implant is you need 2 days for this, and it's not good.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
And Manuela, you mentioned an interesting point now that you have kind of coding skills because you mentioned PowerShells and scripting there, scripting here. Do you think this is kind of a mandatory for this style, as you described as DevOps or configuration manager, or do you believe that no, it's not mandatory for this area? You can succeed without any scripting, let's say.
It's mandatory for me. I wouldn't be happy without it. I would feel very limited if you can just use what has already been done by others. Sometimes you also lose the ability to imagine what is feasible, what can be done. And that's very empowering. That can give you that extra strength, that good idea, that inspiration to do things better. If you don't know how to make things, you can just buy them, basically.
Yeah, interesting. So, Rodrigo, you are back already? Ready?
Yeah.
DevSecOps.
I have a question.
You can hear a lot of crying here.
No, that's fine. I have a question for you. Do you believe, like Manuela just mentioned, that it's mandatory for her to have scripting skills, let's say, not developing skills, but scripting skills, which is different. Yeah? Do you believe the same for application security? Like we need to do code reviews daily. We need to tune some SAT scans for the customers and so on. Do you think coding skills or understand the code it's mandatory?
Yeah, you need to know script. For example, I make a troubleshoot for result of the Destis scan, and the tool I can see what happened because a lot of the time for that, and I use some scripts in the shell scripts to make the for find the kind. I lost maybe 30 minutes for do this using script, so I lost a lot of hours in the tools to try to find the same thing. So the shell script is a powerful tool. When you see the black screen, maybe you have some hardy things, So for automating all the things, you use scripts, or I don't know, to gathering some data or crawling. It's mandatory no scripts for do this, and maybe all the areas in IT, no?
Yes, I would argue that, especially for application security, as you're mentioning, like I see a lot of customers, a lot of developers. I mean, not developers especially, but a lot of general people involved in vulnerabilities. They are marking some outputs from the tools, from SaaS solutions, from DaaS solutions, so on, as a false positives. And in 2 minutes discussion with the same people around this vulnerability, I was proving them that it was not false positive, it was a real vulnerability, which makes me scary because I was developer for 15 years in C#, Java, Python, whatever. And when I see code and I see a vulnerability, I know if it's vulnerable or not. I know it's false positive or not. But I don't believe that all the developers without the security skills and all the security guys without the developing skills has the same approach when you find a vulnerability. It's the same. You go to a doctor and one doctor say, oh, unfortunately you have a cancer. And you go to other 10 doctors and no, you don't have nothing. But you're going to stay with that one in mind because that one is more dangerous, Then you're going to find another option, another opinion. Then what? Who are you going to believe? And I think we have the same problem when we talk about application security, because a lot of security guys don't know code. and a lot of developers don't know security. So they need to trust on the tools, and the tools produce also false positives. It's normal. It's mathematically proven that it's impossible to not have any false positives in kind of scanning tools and so on. Huh? But Marcus, go on. You need to make some comments. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I have a comment because nowadays I'm working more hard with EAC, if the infrastructure is a code, and I see so many vulnerabilities, and the people's ignore these vulnerabilities. It's more correct to say this because so many scans when I try to find and okay, let's go to see, and the guys I see the secrets inside the code, password. Don't put the version of, for example, NPM. I find
I know how it is.
no security group is. I find so many vulnerabilities, and I say crazy. Oh my god, you think it's correct? Your secrets is inside here.
Manuela, I have a question for you. Do you have secrets on your PowerShell scripts?
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
I have secrets in places that manage secrets
Oh,
properly.
Awesome, perfect.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I have one item in my backlog to run a scan to find out if somebody, without realizing, has stored secrets somewhere.
Very good.
But
Very
I have
good.
cybersecurity people in my organization, and I talk with them and I work with them. I'm learning. Slowly, I'm learning.
No, but that's the point. Yeah, when you talk about security itself, because we have application security, yeah, we're gonna take care of the application itself, and we have DevSecOps.
Absolutely.
That we're gonna look for the secrets on the codes, or who watches the watcher, who can give permissions, etc. We are discussing a project similar with this time ago, and that's the point. Yeah, that's we understand the need of this, and we grow. We give one step forward and a step forward, and this is coming back to the culture as we are discussing. Like we are kind of open. You are open to understand what's the need from the security perspective. I am open to understand what is the need to run with the scripts and so on. And we match these two ideas, let's say, to have a better solution.
For me, as DevOps, when I find a problem, I like to have someone whom I can trust to say, okay, I have this thing, I don't know what to manage because this is not my area of expertise. Help me. When there is this contact, then I can come to you if I find a vulnerability. I can come to you, I can talk, okay, I found this, now what? Before, I can believe that tendency to say, no, this is not a problem because I don't know what to do with it if it's a problem.
No, very good. So this advice, all the developers listening to us should take. Oh, I found a vulnerability. What I have to do with this? Do not suppress the warnings. Do not ignore the code and so on. Because as I always say, when we need to defend our company, we need to know about all our problems. When the hacker needs to attack, he just needs to know about one problem. They just need one breach, one door, only one, and we need to know all of them to defend. So it's much more harder for us. And usually we work with the Avengers. Yeah? When something screw up, they call the Avengers, the security. Oh, come here, we have a breach, we have some problem, so call the Avengers. But it's already done, guys. Sorry, yeah? Sometimes we don't nothing have it to do. Okay, so coming back to our main topic, let's say, Manuela, what do you think, what do you believe actually, that are the challenges, not for you, but for the area in general, challenges in this DevOps, DevSecOps, security stuff, even best practices? What do you feel that is the most hard part for you?
Okay, the worst part for me is when we have many tools and they don't really talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like we do scanning for open source and we have the results in one place. We do static code analysis and we have results in another place. And our results of the pipelines are our deliverables in another place and they're not maybe related to each other. That's a kind of spaghetti DevOps where you don't know anything and it's crazy. You have lots of data, you don't really know what to do with it, how to relate the result of a tool with the result of another, and how to really process and have a meaningful process around it.
Interesting. Do you also believe that lack of documentation is a problem also in some companies, or I don't know?
It's a risk for companies, especially when people keep changing, that's for sure. But I would see it as a general risk not specific to DevOps or DevSecOps. That's a risk for everything around what that company does.
Even around business, business rules or whatever.
Yes.
If only you rely on one person, this person died.
If that person decides to go on vacation or retire.
Or die.
Okay, maybe that's not a conscious decision, hopefully, but yeah.
But it happened.
People can find a better job at our maybe rival company in a day and disappear because they really want that person. These things can happen, and we'd better be prepared.
Okay. Someone even mentioned something, Rodrigo or Marcos? No? They cut you off. So?
No, I think about this question. What the
challenges.
I don't know. Yeah, the most challenge in the to implement something is just the culture. The people is don't open for the
like my son who doesn't want to remove the Christmas tree.
How you convince him? Yeah.
Okay, in this case, he's a 4-year-old, so he will do it when he's ready. The companies, maybe we can do other things because we're dealing with adults.
Exactly. So, for example, a few days ago, I had a discussion with a team around hardening stuff. Yeah? And this team was saying, no, we are using containers. We don't need to care about hardening. And I was, okay, but you use a container, you have a base image, you open ports to this application, how do you store, how do your file system configured? You can access anything on the file system, you have read permissions, write permissions, and so you have some hardening to take care. But that was the point. They didn't know, and they are just avoiding to do the requirement. Yeah? And I was discussing like, okay, guys, you need to take care of this because it's this, and they were open to listen. Okay, we didn't see this perspective. Okay, so we need to handle. We know how to handle. We're gonna implement this. But it was just 5 minutes talk, and everybody understand. What I most face during the day or daily basis, even with partners and customers and so on, is this problem. Some of them don't want to talk. As Manuela was mentioning, like, I don't have time. You can even talk to these people, and this is the problem. How to reach these guys? And one interesting case, a company that I worked, we had the kind of a workshop monthly, and this workshop was around the vulnerabilities, best practice on security, and so on. And it was not working, but started working when I was presenting incidents on the workshop, random incidents. But in the end of the workshop, I was telling, look, guys, for this specific team, this incident happened in your system last week. We had a breach and something. This imaginary fear to the reality of them, like, oh, this is happening. It already happened, and we had an impact. It was making them move. The managers and so on, they were going to the chairs and, okay, now we need to do a course. We need to start scanning. We need to start this, and that. But, this reaction, instead of being proactive on this protecting, it's what I still struggle, and I'm kind of, how do we make it better? How can we do it better somehow?
It sounds to me like there is one component of fear that arouses interest, but it's also about storytelling. When you tell a story, whether it's bad or good, we humans are good at processing it. If you just present data, we're less good at it. So if you have this kind of story, this thing happened, okay, there's interest. And the same goes sometimes when I do meetings or when I'm engaging with communities, people want to say that they like success stories. Whenever we ask, okay, what kind of topics would you like to include in our next meeting? Success stories. They want to know what has happened, what people have done, good or bad. Okay, sometimes, but mostly they like to hear good news. And I think that this could help us with communication and with having more interest or openness to listen to us.
As a good Brazilian, I would say that Brazilians like these soap operas. A lot of dramas and so on. So maybe the bad part would be good to bring. Once upon a time, there was a database with a credit card information, and it was leaked. Oh, good.
Oh, it was yours.
It was yours. Your credit card was there. Interesting about this storytelling. What do you think, Marcos?
Oh, very stressing, but because of this history, I remember one or other history. Um, a long time ago, my boss um, have a
Not
good
me,
idea.
hopefully.
No, have a good idea. And they ask my help. Oh, Marcus, I need to turn off the logs because we have a lost space. We don't have more space inside the servers, and you need to turn off the logs to uh, because no space.
Save space, to save
Yeah, so say
space.
says okay. I turn off the log, but I advise. Okay, but if I have some problems during this period, I don't have any chance to find the problem. Okay, okay, that's okay. Sometime, a little time after I turn off the logs, we have a leak. Information, so many information of one of this employee was leaked, and my boss, okay, Marx, find the person who has leaked the data. Okay, turn on the logs because I don't have logs to find the person who has
Oh
leaked.
no.
DevSecOps.
remember
DevSecOps.
This story is not new for us. We already know this, and
Yeah.
this is true actually.
Yeah.
And it's fun, turn off the logs to
Yeah.
save some space. It's the best one.
It's terrible, but it's true.
Is the same one? Is the same? The opposite would be like something that I heard a lot is give admin access because you need to do something. No, admin access. Sometimes you don't need full admin access. You just need specific permission. Yeah, but admin is easier. And in this case, for example, to save space, you
Yeah, same
turn off the
face.
logs instead of doing kind of rotation or deleting all the data and so on. But
Turn off the logs.
anyway,
The
okay.
best idea when I see in my life.
Manuela, another point that I would like to discuss is like around education. What do you think, like for listeners, either for security people, developers, and so on, what it's good for them to learn about what you do, for example, around DevOps or config management and so on? What is good for them to learn if they want to be more collaborative for you, or either for who wants to work as you do? What they need to learn, what they need to study, what do you recommend?
Okay. Regarding configuration management, it's quite difficult to learn about it. I think there are only a couple of university courses specifically on it. One is in Sweden, one could be in Brazil, maybe. I'm not sure. And so there are, of course, books. There are people who write about it. There are some communities, but that's quite difficult to digest. I like to read a lot DevOps blogs. There's a lot about communicating what they do, how they do it, what are the results. That's very practical, very understandable. So I would look for resources for blogs like DevOps something or DevSecOps something, and I would search for the kind of tools and how they can be integrated. Regarding learning, depends a lot on what tools you use, but some common technologies, some common things that you may want to learn are YAML for managing pipelines. This is valid for Azure DevOps, for GitHub. I don't know where else it is used, but I use that a lot on a daily basis. And some scripting, whatever you like. Nowadays, I think most systems allow us to write scripts and use code from any kind of scripting language, executables, DLLs, whatever. So what feels comfortable to you, keep using it. I have studied Java at university. I use a lot of C# when I need to. I use PowerShell. I'm curious about learning more web-oriented stuff because I see many things happening in pipelines or extensions being developed like that. Be curious.
No, good.
Oh, it's good.
Point. And you, Rodrigo, you add something to this list?
No, maybe Manuela talk about all the tools, but the one thing I think now is you need to be curious. You need to want to learn more and more all the days. Now that the new stuffs come all the days, so you will be to manage some new tool, or you need to learn, you need to be interesting for the
You,
technology, no?
yeah, that's the point. Because I mean, I don't want to say my age, but from the past, we were like, oh, I am the back end developer. Don't bother me with CSS and JavaScript. I am the C sharp guy. Fuck you. Then
I'm the
it
same.
start yeah, it start moving to now you need to start dealing with the interface, which I hate. Oh, now you need to document, and then you need to know about database, and then you need now you have full stack whatever. Now you need to do DevOps because you need to from the code to production. Ah, but you don't forget about security, and you need to do testing, and you need to make coffee and clean your desk and and I mean it's being
Let's
more
do
hard.
stretching, please. You are already stressed.
And you need to, of course, I mean, you need to know a lot of things, and it's maybe this is also hard to keep important things. So for example, security is one of them. Quality in general, I would say, is one of them, because if you are focused on the coding, performancing, and best practice of the code itself, today and tomorrow you're going to think about security, and tomorrow you understand better integration in your pipeline, and testing live for the Q&A team, and about configuration in production you don't care. And maybe all these things that you need, I mean, market is forcing us to know. From one perspective it's good, I don't complain about it, but from the other one we may let other things be less important for us. Yeah, so for example, I would say Manuela, she has her focus. Yeah, my focus is this part of the job. I will not care about best coding practices. For example, I need my script to run, I need to get data from here and put there, that's all. You understand the point? Maybe I should not be worried about modeling the scripts or creating a real program to being reused and so on. Just some examples. Yeah?
But there is some kind of point of contact between these roles. For example, I don't care about the details of coding guidelines, but I am aware of it. And if someone in my teams needs to work with them, I can point them to a way to embed the pull request checklist automatically in their repo in order to use this. So that there is a kind of process or flow around these things, and we need maybe at least a minimum amount of understanding of the other topics, how they're relevant and how they're tied together. In my teams, so I'm supporting multiple teams, and I mean there's a lot of work to do, so I cannot do it all, and that's something very common that happens to everyone. So there are some people in my teams that are more interested. There's one guy who is very curious about YAML pipelines, and the moment he showed interest, I was very happy to talk with him. He's a tester. I was very happy to talk with him to share some tips and tricks, and now he's doing quite advanced stuff on his own. So have less workload. He is happy. He's getting what he wants, and he has also learned something fun, something that he enjoys doing, which is not 100% his core business, but we have this collaboration.
No,
It's
good.
good. And Manuela's talking. Remember when Daniela talked with us, and Daniela is a VP of engineering and is studying a lot, and she's need to coding nowadays, and that's good. It's a good point.
Very good. This episode with Daniela was actually was one more culture because she's from Portugal.
Yeah.
So we are multicultural now, and it was about SaaS specifically. Yeah, because she is the VP of engineering from Checkmarks.
Yeah,
so she knows everything about code scanning and so on.
And nowadays she's working
and she's still coding.
Yeah.
Imagine. Interesting. Guys, very nice talk, but time flies. We all have babies, 4 years, kids, sweater to finish. I need to eat, and so on. Very good talk. Any final considerations, Manuela? You want to put something else, something that you would like to talk we didn't ask? Just put on the table.
Maybe next time we'll think about it. Anyway, I had fun.
Good.
It was a fun
already
experience.
invited for the next episode.
All right, I need to check my emails.
Good. Marcos, Rodrigo, any comments? Final considerations?
No, that's good. I have one series to recommend to people watching. Is a Scorpion. Is a cybersecurity series about a lot of dramas but that's good. And the main topic is cybersecurity.
Good one.
I like
Don't forget
to talk about this topic, but my English is very limited. So maybe another day in Portuguese.
How is your Italian?
My Italian is very
Even
good.
Worse, even worse.
Only one.
Yeah. Very good. Oh my god. So we are.
Spy, no?
Sorry.
This is a very stereotyped.
Yeah, we do like this with hands.
Yes, that's the American way to
refer to Italian.
Yeah.
we do that, but it actually has a meaning, so we don't do it if we don't mean it. It's typically what?
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? Or what are you doing? But if we're just saying I don't like this thing, we wouldn't say it. It's not a random gesture. Let's say I'm Italian. No, it means what.
Very good. So I can use this from security with some developer do shit. I can say, what the hell is this? And do it like this with the hands. So I start using this. Okay. Guys, thank you for the episode. It was a very nice talk. Again, time flies. It was very quick. We have thousands of things to go deeper, but we don't have time. Manuela, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. You're already invited for the next episode. You propose the topics, whatever you want. The podcast is all yours. Marcos, again, thank you. Rodrigo, guys following us, please, on the Discord channel, comment the video, do everything on the social media. I don't want to repeat myself, but comment, and share. That's it.
And do searching.
That's good. And put the Manuela's
LinkedIn profile.
I forgot the word. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. I will send anything that she wants to share. I will put on the episode. Yeah? And don't forget that today episode on the air is 8th of February. So today we have the live on the Alura channel. So don't miss the live of the launching from the cybersecurity post-graduation course. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of good information. So this was the episode. I'm Cássio Pereira.
I'm Marco Santos.
I'm Rodrigo Balbino.
And our guest,
Manuela Mantione.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was DevSecOps, your cybersecurity in technology podcast. DevSecOps, finishing now.